Public relations refers to the total communication strategy conducted by a person, a government, or an organization attempting to reach and persuade an audience to adopt a point of view. The first PR practitioners were theatrical press agents who tried to improve their client's image through media exposure. Two of the first, most popular press agents of the 19th century were P.T. Barnum and William F. Cody, also known as Buffalo Bill. Barnum and his Greatest Show on Earth used gross exaggeration, fraudulent stories, and staged events to gain newspaper coverage. Buffalo Bill, who once killed buffalo for the railroads, recreated famous battles and employed famous acts of Western lore such as sharpshooter Annie Oakley and Lakota medicine man Sitting Bull. He also hired press agents who used a wide variety of media channels to shape many lasting myths about rugged American individualism. Buffalo Bill was also among the first to use publicity. Publicity is a type of PR communication that uses various media messages, including news releases, handbills, and posters, to spread information. It's important to note that PR did not get off to a good start with a good name. Press agents of the 1800s were hired by large industrial companies to, at all costs, advance the company's cause. Thus, press agents were not above using bribes and fraud to gain support and wipe out the competition. Two legends in public relations are Ivy Ledbetter Lee and Edward Bernays. Lee understood the importance of public sentiment and the value of getting the audience on your side. His expertise helped the management of the Ludlow Mine Company to contain damaging publicity fallout from the Ludlow mine strike deaths. Bernays was the first to apply the findings of psychology and sociology to public relations. He also taught the first PR class to help train the next generations of PR professionals in the most effective techniques. One thing Lee and Bernays had in common: they started as journalists. From those beginnings came more than 7,000 public relations firms in the United States. Public relations follows two approaches, either independent PR agencies or corporate in-house PR staffs, which are used by most companies and organizations. It also has been a growing academic field since the 1980s. Today, you may find PR programs in communication departments, journalism departments, or business schools. When I studied public relations in 1988, it was the University of Central Missouri, or then Central Missouri State University, was one of the first PR programs in the nation. By 2011, the Public Relations Society of America, or PRSA, had more than 10,000 members and 322 chapters at colleges and universities. PRSA defined public relations thus: public relations helps an organization and its publics adapt mutually to each other. PR pays careful attention to the needs of its clients and the perspective of target audiences. It provides a multitude of services including publicity, communication, public affairs, issues management, government relations, financial PR, community relations, industry relations, minority relations, advertising, press agentry, promotion, media relations, social networking, and propaganda. Propaganda being communication strategically placed either as advertising or publicity to gain public support for a special issue, program, or policy. It's especially popular in war efforts. The first thing PR practitioners must do is formulate the message. What does the client want to say, and to whom? This is where a lot of research comes in the form of surveys, focus groups, and social media analytic tools. Next, the PR practitioner must convey the message through press releases, video news releases, public service announcements, or online. Again, public relations professionals serve in many capacities. They must perform media relations. They do this by developing positive, professional relationships with the media in order to secure publicity to promote clients, acting as the point of contact during crises, and recommending advertising to clients when it seems appropriate. And PR professionals develop and host special events that are designed to raise a client's profile, or by running pseudo-events that are created solely to gain media coverage, such as news conferences or press junkets. PR professionals also perform community relations by encouraging the company to participate in community events. They also perform consumer relations by encouraging companies to pay more attention to customers, establish product service and safety guarantees, and ensure that all calls and mail from customers are answered promptly. Finally, public relations professionals perform government relations as they work to prevent burdensome government regulation. They do this by lobbying or attempting to influence lawmakers to support and vote for an organization's or industry's best interests, and by astroturf lobbying, which are phony grassroots public affairs campaigns engineered by PR firms. Today, PR professionals have a multitude of tools to use in order to get their message out. When I started in the business 22 years ago, we had a telephone and a fax machine, and of course the post office, if we wanted to communicate with members of the media. We also made posters and cards to distribute around town announcing various events. When I left the business, we had email and company websites where we could post our own stories and photos. We also got a textcaster system so we could send text alerts with messages. Today, company websites are just the home base for PR efforts. From here, they can launch video, social media campaigns, and the like. Companies also have whole teams of individuals dedicated not only to sending out messages via social media, but also to track what others are saying so the company can respond and act or react accordingly. But the key is, PR still needs to control messages. Some firms have edited company Wikipedia entries so they are more accurate and flattering, and others have paid bloggers who will promote products and services. Unfortunately, anybody who spends any amount of time in public relations is going to have to deal with a crisis. It's just the nature of the business, and it is not enjoyable. But when you go into PR, you know your job is to promote the client's image, and in some cases, to restore the image. Two cases that are taught in every PR program across the country are the Exxon Valdez oil spill in 1989 and the Tylenol scare of 1982. The Exxon Valdez oil spill in 1989 was the benchmark for how April 2010's BP oil spill was judged. BP's public relations mistakes included multiple underestimations of damage done and the CEO's lack of empathy. Exxon had the same issue, and BP clearly did not learn from Exxon's mistakes. Both would have been wise to learn from the Tylenol scare of 1982. Tylenol recognized the concern when cyanide was found in its capsules, through criminal act and no fault of Tylenol's, but they took action. This case demonstrated that through full disclosure and by pulling products and replacing them with more secure bottles, a company can turn a negative into a positive and regain public trust. Because the press is interested in gaining the facts and providing the news, and because public relations is concerned with maintaining a positive image, naturally there are going to be elements of professional friction. PR professionals are often called flacks, which is a derogatory term for PR agents that refers to the protective barrier they insert between clients and the press. Another negative term is spin doctor, because PR professionals are often accused, rightly or wrongly, of trying to spin the news so it doesn't sound as bad or is more flattering. Other sources of conflict include undermining facts, blocking access, and promoting publicity and business as news. Reporters, believe it or not, for the most part, want to get the facts straight. It's how they maintain public trust and credibility. When facts are skewed or distorted, it just makes the journalist's job that much harder. Reporters also need to cultivate sources and have access to the newsmakers or the people in the know. PR professionals recognize that these people are not always the best to put in front of a camera or microphone. And reporters just hate it when public relations professionals try to make an ordinary event into a big story. They have to cover it just in case, but it is a major nuisance. On the flip side, PR professionals are supposed to promote their client, and so naturally they believe everything is newsworthy. So when they see what in their minds is less newsworthy news, they get irritated. PRSA, the Public Relations Society of America, can be thought of as PR's PR representative. Its mission, to shape a positive image of the profession. It is an integral watchdog group designed to root out bad practices that make the whole profession look bad. It also accredits PR agents and firms, which makes them appear more legitimate because, well, they are after going through an accreditation process. PRSA maintains a code of ethics it expects all practitioners to adhere to, and it promotes professional values of advocacy, honesty, expertise, independence, loyalty, and fairness. In a democratic society, PR is critical. Why? Because the media and the constituency cannot be everywhere. So politicians hire PR firms to improve their images so they can get elected or re-elected. But because of this, PR campaigns that result in free media exposure raise questions regarding democracy and the expression of ideas. Is the information really accurate? Is the cause or event truly newsworthy, or was it just sold really well? To maintain a balance, journalists need to become less willing conduits in the distribution of publicity while still maintaining positive relationships with the public relations professionals who are often the first best source.